Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to the channel. It's your boy Wicked. Today we're starting, this is the opening for the end of month vlog. I just want to start off by saying happy holidays to everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I just want to wish everyone a happy holidays from us here at Wicked Gaming to you guys. I had a pretty good Christmas. Dusty and I got a few things for the setup. I got a puzzle from my nephew back here, Harley Quinn puzzle. Still working on it. I'm not a big puzzle fan, but this one's awesome. I love Harley Quinn because I love comic books, but Harley Quinn's one of my favorite villain, anti-villains, whatever you want to call her. She's one of my favorites. Yeah, so that's something I'm going to be working on for a while. I did, over the last 3-4 days, I think I've done 5 or 6 pieces to it. So I'm still working on it, but I also started walking again October, November, somewhere in there. And I've walked every day for the last month and a half, 2 months now. Except for Christmas Day when we went over to my sister's, but otherwise I've been walking every day. I didn't do any videos for those, so I don't have anything else to share this month anyway. I have Archaeology review with the Archaeology review with Dustee coming up. Unfortunately, something kept happening to the Live 2D model when he was recording it last night. And he told me 3 times that he tried to record it, and this is the best one that's coming up. Something happened where the eyes looked down and it just wouldn't look back up. His mouth was still moving, and you could still hear him talking, but his eyes stopped moving. Like 2/3 of the way, or a third of the way into the video. So for the last 2/3, he's just looking down constantly, and yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Something about the Live 2D studio, between a VTuber studio, between the phone that we have hooked up and the computer. Something happened in there. I'm not quite sure what, but hopefully we can get it fixed for next month. But yeah, that's it. I'll catch you after the Archaeology review. Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to the channel. It's your boy Dustee. Today is December 2023, digging archaeology. And the first thing we have for everybody is carbon-based Paleolithic paintings found in France. Black carbon-based drawings have been found in southwestern France's Font de Gaume cave by members of the National Center for Research and Restoration in France, in French museums, according to an ArtNet News report. Drawings were detected with visible light, infrared photography, X-ray fluorescence, and spectroscopy. Spectroscopy. That's a fun word to say. Spectroscopy. Underneath previously known images, the drawings depict horses, deer, bison, most made from iron and manganese oxide. So as you can see here, there's the drawings. This one has them all divided up. And I like the other figures. We don't know what they are. This one's a reindeer. I love that one. Alright, next we have something very exciting. Ice Age landmass mapped off Australia's northern coast. According to Cosmos magazine report, a new study of the ocean floor topography has yielded a 3D map of Sahul, an Ice Age landmass submerged off the northwestern coast of Australia. the landmass dates between 70 and 61,000 years ago. Sahul consisted of an archipelago that stretched towards Indonesia and had a interior sea. As you can see from the picture, there's Sahul, and this Melita Basin, I think, is what they were calling the interior sea of this landmass. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this little icon shows where in Australia they found it, and as you can see, it was stretching up a few islands, stretching up towards the rest of Indonesia. Ancient demographic models indicate that there was roughly 500,000 people that lived on Sahul before it was submerged with the rising ocean seas. Next we have Scythian leather samples studied. PHYS.org reports that an international team of researchers of the University of Copenhagen analyzed 45 of the proteins in leather samples unearthed in 14 Scythian sites with a variety of protemic techniques in order to test an account written by the ancient Greek historian Herodotus. Now, the Scythians were warriors and equestrians who lived on what is now Pontic-Caspian steppe between 700 and 300 BCE. The study found that most of these skins are animal, with 2 of them containing proteins that indicated that they were human. Which is interesting because Herodotus said that some of the Scythians made arrow quivers out of the skins of their enemies' arms and stuff like that. It is amazing what people can learn from scientific techniques now. Next we have 2,000-year-old skeleton of Sarmatian man identified in England. Analysis of DNA samples taken from a skeleton unearthed in East England during road construction suggests that it belonged to a man born in what is now southern Russia, according to BBC News reports. Buried in a ditch without personal possessions between 126 and 228 AD, originally thought to be a local man, this skeleton was unearthed, and dubbed Offord Clooney, 203 645. It's likely that he was the son or slave of a Sarmatian military member stationed in Britain. They don't think he was born there because of what they found when they tested his teeth and things for to see what he had been eating. And the Romans defeated the Sarmatians in 175 AD, and that's what this image behind me depicts. It depicts the Romans defeating the Sarmatians. And as you can see, there's the crew working on recovering the body. Yeah, that's interesting because the people that Rome conquered and suppressed ended up working for them in the military most of the time, and they weren't stationed where they were born. They were often moved to other locations just for safety's sake. You didn't want somebody you conquered to be guarding their own territory and then just turn around and push you out of it again, and you'd have to fight again. So that's the easiest way to stop that from happening, is to move them elsewhere. Next we have ancestral Pueblan rock art recorded. Rock art carved by ancestral Pueblans has been recorded in the area of Castle Rock Pueblo on the border between Colorado and Utah, according to Newsweek reports. Castle Rock Village on the Mesa Verde Plateau was inhabited in the 13th century AD. Some of the rock panels, as you can see from this one over here, measure more than 2.5 miles long. Some of these spiral ones, like this one up here, have a diameter of roughly 3 feet and were thought to be calendars for recording astronomical observations and keeping track of special dates. For example, equinoxes. This one they suspect was for autumn equinox. That's really interesting because the Pueblo people have been living in the south and central of the U.S. for centuries. So it's nice to see that some of their stuff is still around and being recorded properly. Next, we have a 15th century curse tablet uncovered in Germany. Live Science reports that an excavation led by Jörg Ansorge of the University of Greifswald has recovered a rolled up piece of lead from a latrine in northern Germany. The inscription summons Beelzebub, or Satan, and the demonic spirit Berith to break up a relationship between a woman named Teleki and a man named Heinrich. What makes this curse tablet special is that most of the curse tablets found up until this point were between 800 BC and 600 AD, so to find one in the 15th century seems awfully long time to make a curse tablet. Yeah, it's quite interesting actually. Next we have Bronze Age axes discovered in Poland. According to a Live Science report, a metal detectorist has discovered a cache of 5 3,500-year-old axes in northern Poland's Strotgard Forest District. They have slender necks, as you can see from this one, and semicircular blades. They can be used for chopping wood, cutting wood into different shapes, and fighting. It's thought that they were probably deposited together as a trade cache. Like if you were going to trade with somebody and they didn't show up that day and you didn't want to lug all your goods back, you just put it in the ground and do it and make the trade the next day. So but there's also speculation that it could have been a part of cult practice or a sacrifice. There was also a 2,000-year-old fibula or brooch for fastening clothes found at the site as well. Next we have ancient dwellings uncovered in Tokyo. The Mainichi reports that traces of 28 pit houses were uncovered in central Tokyo during construction project. 3 dwellings dated to the Jomon period, when hunter-gatherers and early agriculturalists lived in the region. 21 others were dated to the 1st and 2nd century AD and into the late Yayoi period. Pottery from both periods were found, as well as wooden water pipe and a well, and a more recent cellar. As you can see, here's the pit house here, or remains of it. I think there were chambers off the side here. I'm not quite sure why it's so small and circular. And this is the excavation site. Now it's on the land of the former British Embassy, which is interesting, to say the least. But yeah, that's awesome. Discoveries being made all the time in Tokyo. I guess the construction project was a bunch of condominiums, and those will be on hold until this site is excavated and documented, I'm sure. I'm not sure how Tokyo deals with historic sites. They may or may not, sort it out and leave it the way it is. But who knows? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Next we have pre-Viking ship burial identified in Norway. According to a statement released by the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, a new survey of the Herlakshagen burial mound has determined that it contained a ship burial dated to 700 AD based upon the size and age of the ship nails recovered. Now, the mound is along a shipping route and that traded whetstones to most of Europe. Those are used for sharpening tools and weapons. As you can see, here is the dig, and over here is some of the nails. Now, originally there was a in the late 18th century excavation. They found iron rivets, a bronze cauldron, animal bones, and a seated skeleton with a sword. But all those items disappeared in the late 1920s, so they had to go back and re-excavate this site. And lastly, for this month anyway, we have a Byzantine coin found in Norway. An ancient gold coin has been discovered in the mountains of south-central Norway by a metal detectorist, according to CBS News reports. Known as a Histomanon Namisama, likely minted in Constantinople. One side, this side up here just above me, has Jesus on it, and the second one has the emperors Basil II and Constantine VIII, which ruled jointly over Constantinople at the time. It was likely minted between 977 and 1025 AD, and it was probably brought to Norway through salt trade, or during that time, a lot of emperors from Constantinople would hire Norsemen and other, I don't want to call them Vikings because they weren't all Vikings, but those type of people to be bodyguards for the empire. And yeah, that's a pretty interesting coin. I forget. I know this translation is Latin and is Jesus, King of all rulers, and this one was some other language. I can't remember that now. And so that was December. Sorry, that was December. Digging Archaeology with myself, Dustee, and yeah, I found everything here at the Archaeology magazine website. If you have any interest in any of these stories, I suggest you go to the website, read them. They almost always have links to the original site. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. They almost always have links to the original site, and will yeah, cover the story more in depth than I ever did. But these are just some of the stories I found interesting. And I thank you for watching, and I will catch you all next month. Bye-bye. So that was the Archaeology review with Dustee for December. Hope you all enjoyed it. Again, happy holidays to everyone. And since we're recording this on Saturday, the 30th, 29th or 30th? 30th. December 30th. I'd just like to wish everyone a Happy New Year. I know this year we got quite a few things done on the channel. I got a live 2D model for Dustee. Credit to the artist. That's in the end of his clip there, his Archaeology review. We got the phone set up for his live 2D model. We have over 410 videos on YouTube right now. So that's a big achievement for us. We also have, I think, 93 or 94 subscribers on YouTube. So 6 or 7 away from our first 100, which will be great. That's probably going to be a New Year thing. But yeah, we have some because of a few gifts we got, we also have some new games to play. Project Zomboid, Lethal Company. Those are all going to be added to the game rotation. And like I said previously, with the Suika game, once we get up to 4 or 5 videos of each one, we'll put them into their own separate playlists, so you don't have to go digging through the random games playlist to find Lethal Company video or something like that. But yeah, that has been 2023 for us. I hope you enjoyed all our content. If you did, give us a like, subscribe, and we will catch you all in the new year. Bye-bye.